Do you live your life using your intuition, or do you listen to those thoughts in your head? Do you even have thoughts in your head? I've seen reports recently that something like half of the population doesn't even have an internal dialogue, meaning that there aren't thoughts and conversations looping in their head. Like I certainly have had them. Until I found meditation, they were quite active. Now, where are these thoughts coming from? I think they really come from three places. Number one is the ego mind. Ego mind, as I've discussed in other videos and will probably continue to in the future, is essentially an extremely insecure. It's the small part of you, and it's insecure because it knows it's impermanent. It does not live past this experience, this physical experience, whereas the soul does. So the soul is patient. The soul is long, thinks over the long term, but the ego mind is very short-term focused and makes up a lot of stories. And a lot of these stories are meant to justify its existence, to blame other people for things that go wrong. Often the ego will not want something to happen and be scared of it, but because of its intense focus on that thing, it often will manifest it. So if you listen to those thoughts, you'll find yourself often having a lot of experiences that you don't really appreciate. I think it was Descartes who said, "I think, therefore I am." And I think that was a foundational mistake, huge mistake in the evolution of humanity, because we aren't because we think, we are. I am, period. It's not conditional on me thinking. In fact, one of the real points of mindfulness and meditation is to quiet that monkey mind, that ego mind, so that you can hear your intuition, so you can stop listening to all those thoughts. Okay, so the ego mind is one primary source of those thoughts. Second is, I think we just pick up on a lot of background information. Your next door neighbor, person you pass, somebody you sit next to it on the subway, whatever it is. We are electromagnetic beings that are connected in non-physical ways that we have yet to fully understand. This is my belief system. And so as a result, we just pick up on people's background stuff. We call it empathy, but it's actually just we're picking up on their frequency. And so sometimes those thoughts aren't ours. Sometimes those thoughts are programming from society, from television, from media, from family, from friends, from teachers, whatever it may be. And those are the source of the thoughts, and they're not really yours or linked to yours. And so what is yours? Well, what's yours is really what your spirit is telling you. And what your spirit tells you is very quiet, does not yell, does not make a big deal, does not throw a temper tantrum like the ego will. Spirit will quietly, patiently whisper to you. So this is why we need to quiet the mind through meditation. Quiet the monkey mind, quiet the ego mind, forget all that nonsense. Listen to your heart. What is your heart saying? So I'll give you an example. The other day, this is just everyday life stuff. So I had to go do my laundry. Laundry runs off an app, also has credit card machine. But the app always works. So I grab my phone, grab my laundry detergent, grab my laundry, I go. And then I get out halfway out the door, and then something inside of me is and I'm going to point to my mind, but it was really here in my heart that said, grab your credit card. Sure enough, I got down there, loaded up put in the detergent, and the app wasn't working. So I had to swipe my credit card. Intuition. If you wake up some mornings and you're like, well, what I have planned for today is not what I feel like doing. I'm going to go do these things instead for work or personal or whatever. Intuition. Spirit is whispering to you. It really wants you to listen to it. It really wants you to hear. When you listen to the ego mind, you'll find yourself in situations you don't really appreciate that much, probably unpleasant. You listen to your spirit, you end up in much more pleasant situations. So quiet the monkey mind. Listen to the intuition, act on the intuition, live your life listening to your intuition. It's my advice.